Hello everyone, myself Nigar Sultana. In this video we are going to discuss about data structure. Why do we require data structure? Where do we come across this data structure? Before we begin with what is data structure, let's understand a few terminologies we are going to use in data structure. Like we have what is data, information, attributes, field, records and files. So let's understand what is data before we understand what is data structure. Data is a part of an information which is a raw fact or figures, images, etc. See, in this example I have given A, B, C, like 1, 2, 3, all these are considered to be data. Why? It is unprocessed data. See, I have given one example as DNEIRF. Do we understand anything? No, it doesn't have any meaning to it. So when I process this data, what happens? This data will be converted into information. So information is nothing but it is a processed data. See, and this raw data has been processed. Now it has become a meaningful word. So that word we will consider as an information. See, FRIEND is a friend now. So actually DNEIRF, earlier it was data. Now when we processed it, now it has become as friend, which we can understand, which has some particular meaning to that. So now let's understand what is attributes. So in this I have given one example of a student. Attribute, it has few attributes. Let's understand what is this student first of all. So before we understand what is attribute, we must know what is this entity. Entity is nothing but it is a real world object which has properties and its behavior. So the student have few properties like roll number, name, date of birth and place. So all these things are considered to be as attributes. So every student will have its own roll number, its name, date of birth and place. So these all roll number, name, date of birth, place are considered to be as an attribute of the student entity. Now let's see. So we have roll number, name, date of birth and place for each and every student. Suppose let's take a student by name ABC which has a roll number 101 and date of birth is January, place is Bangalore. So now the details of one student is considered as to be one record. So let's see what is this field. Field is nothing but it is a part of an information. So this is one field and ABC is one field, January is one field and Bangalore is one field. So a part of an information is termed to be as field. Now what is this record? Record is nothing but it is a collection of fields. So this is one record. So 101 is one field, ABC in one field. So this is the collection of fields will make one record. Now we have so many students. Suppose we have 4 students record like 101, 102, 103 and 104. So all these things are nothing but this is your record 1, record 2, record 3 and record 4. Now let's see what is this file. So the collection of records. So this record 1, record 2, record 3, record 4 will make a file. So this is a collection of record will make one file. So let's revise the concept. First we have studied what is data. Data is nothing but it is a part of an information which is unprocessed, like A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 or any image we can tell it as it is a data. Now the processed data which will be converted into a meaningful is nothing but the information. So we have entity. So entity is nothing but it is a real world object which are called to be as entity. The properties of an entity are termed to be as attributes. So in this example we have roll number, name, date of birth and place are the attributes of the student entity. Now each part of a information is nothing but it is a field. So we have how many fields? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 fields we have. Now the collection of fields will make one record. See here this part. So from 101 and ABC, Jan and Bangalore, this is your record 1, and 102 XY Z, Feb and Mysore will be your record 2. Now you have another student detail by the roll number 103, MNO, August and Goa are belongs to the record 3, and rest last one is your 104, PQR, May, Bangalore. So this is your one field, another field, this is May is another field, and Bangalore is one another field. So the collection of these fields will make your record. So you have 4 records in this file. So this collection of fields will make your one file. Got it? So now let's understand the classification of your data structure. The organized collection of data is known as data structure. It tells how the data has to be stored. Let's understand the definition of data structure. Data structure is an organized collection of data, and it tells how the data has to be organized in a memory. Let's see how the data structure is being classified. The data structure can be classified into primitive data structure and non-primitive data structure. Let's know what is primitive data structure. The data structure which is directly implemented by the machine level instructions are nothing but your primitive data structure. And another one is your non-primitive data structure. What is non-primitive data structure? These are the data structure which are not directly implemented by your machine level instructions. Let's understand what are the primitive data structure. First you have the integer, float, char and double. So these are the data structure which we cannot be further subdivided into a smaller units. Next you have a non-primitive data structure. Again the non-primitive data structure is been classified into linear data structure and non-linear data structure. So what is linear data structure? Let's understand what is linear data structure now. The data items which are being arranged in a linear or a sequential fashion are nothing but to be linear data structure, whereas in the non-linear data structure, the data or the items are not arranged in a sequential order, it will be scattered here and there. So now, what are the examples of linear data structure? So first one is your array. Next is your stacks, queues and linked list. So in arrays, stacks, queues and linked list, your data will be arranged in a sequential manner, whereas in the trees and the graphs, your data will not be in a sequential order. Instead of that, you can be the data items can be placed in here and there. So let's see what is this array first of all. So when I talk about array, your array will look like a sequence of cells where you can store the elements. Okay, each element will be referred by its subscript. Your first cell will be named as 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So whenever you need to give an array name as you wish, so let's keep an array name as A. When I try to insert an element into an array, it will be placed in the first cell. You have 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. When I ask you what is a data item which are present in the A of 0. So A of 0 means in the sense 0 indicates the subscript. In the place of A of 0, I have stored element 5. Whereas in the A of 1, what is the element stored? It is 10. Now similarly, I have in the A of 2, I have 15 data. Now A of 3 holds 20 and A of 4 holds 25. Now the size of an array is 5, which starts from 0 till 4. So this is the concept of an array. Okay, what are the operations we perform on array? Like we can create an array, insertion, deletion, display or traverse. Okay, these are the operations of an array. In the further videos, we are going to discuss in deep the concept of an array. Array can be classified into 3 types. So first type is your one-dimensional array, second type is your two-dimensional array, your third one is your multi-dimension array. So what is this actually? In the one-dimensional, you will have only one subscript. So so you have only 5 elements from 0 to 4, whereas in the 2D you come across with 2 subscript. Now you have A of 5 and 5. In the sense what? So A array contains 5 number of rows and 5 number of columns, which has 5 into 5 indicates 25 cells. In multi-dimension array, you come across with 3 dimensional, 4 dimensional, 5 dimensional, or etc. So these all are the types of an array. Our next data structure is stack. What is stack? Stack is another linear data structure in which the elements will be inserted and deleted only from the one end, that is your top. So initially when the stack is empty, your pointer value will be -1. When we try to add any item, like 5, 15, 20 and 25, your stack will be full now. So now when I ask you, let's keep the stack name as an S. So when I ask you what is S of 0, your item will be 5. When I ask you what is an S of 1, that is your 15. Similarly, S of 2 will be holding 20 and S of 3 will be holding 25. Now, when we try to insert an element into the stack, and that operation we term to be as push operation. When we try to delete an element is nothing but that is your pop operations. So I can give the best example for stack is an arrangement of plates one above the other. So that is one stack. Now when we are arranging clothes one above the other, that will be stack. When we try to access that any plate or any cloth, we will try to access from the top of the portion, isn't it? Similarly, when we try to insert an item into the stack, we will be placing one item one above the another. Similarly, here also see, first I have placed 5, then above to the 5, next I have been placed 15, then 20, then again 25. When I want to remove an element, first I will be deleting the first 25. Okay, see here, now my top pointer is pointing to the third position, right? When I delete this, my pointer will be placed at the second position. So before we deleting, see, we need to delete the concept, then we need to put the pointer. Like now my pointer is pointing to the 20th, right? I will remove this 20, next my pointer will be placed at the first position. Now my top pointer is pointing to the first position. So there are few operations like push, pop, is empty, is full, display, everything, all the algorithms and function we are going to study in the further videos. Now let's see what is this stack now. Stack is a linear data structure in which insertion will be take place from the rear end and deletion will be done from the front end. We have two ends here, like see, first I have been placed 5, then I have placed 10, 15, 20 and 25. So I will be placing from the rear end. Now I wish to delete an element, so I can delete the 5 element, not 25, because it is a concept of your first in first out, whereas the stack is a concept of last in last out. So now, so here also we perform the operations like insertion, deletion, is empty, is full, display. Now let's see what is linked list. So linked list is another linear data structure in which the elements will be stored in a sequential manner. So here you have it, see, linked list will be consist of your collection of nodes. So this is your node 1, node 2, this is your node 3 and this is your node 4. So now each node will have an information part as well as link part. See here, this is our structure of node. See, you have two parts here. First part stores the information like 5, 10, etc., right? And the link part will be holding the address of the next link. Suppose, see, this node has an address 1010 and the node 2 will have 1020 and the node 3 having the address 1030 and the last node have the address of 1040. Now see, I have kept one pointer as start, right? So this pointer of start will be holding 1010 because the link part of this being connected to the node 1, which is having the address as 1010. Node link part of this node 1 will be holding the address of your next node, that is 1020 will be placed in the link part of your 1010. Similarly, the link part of 1020 will have the address of third node, that is 1030. Similarly, and this link part of the third node will be having 1040. At last, if the node is the last node, we will give the term as null, which indicates the last node of the linked list. We have few types of linked list, that is singly linked list, doubly linked list, circularly linked list and circularly double linked list. So now let's see what is trees now. So trees will come under non-linear data structure, where the data will be not in a sequential order. See here, in this you have A, B, C, D, and see all these data items are not placed in a sequential order. See, we have the top, at the top we have A, then B and C will be in the next order, D, E, F, G will be in another order. So now we have this node as A, from where we have different nodes like B, C, D, E, F and G, and this A node is called as your root, which doesn't have any parents. Okay, then this A is acting as a parent node, which has B and C. These are your child nodes of A. So now B is acting as parents for D and E, whereas C is acting as a parents for F and G. So these are your leaf nodes, which doesn't have any child nodes. Now let's see what is this graph. So the last data structure we deals is a graph. What is graph now? Graph is a non-linear data structure where, see, the nodes you have, but here you doesn't have any root node or the child nodes. Now you have A node here, and somewhere it is connected with the B node, and see, you have C node, again this is connected with A. Now again C has one more node connected as D. So this is a concept of your graph. Here you doesn't have any child node or the parent node. There is no concept of your root node and the leaf nodes. So there are so many types of graphs we are going to study in our next videos. Thank you.